Hey guys! So before we get started on today's video, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you who voted for me in the Milani Cosmetics Luminoso Challenge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a contest that's going on right now at on Milani's website. And if you go to their website, one of the squares on the front page there, it just says Luminoso Challenge. If you click on that, you'll see a bunch of faces, one of which are mine, and it's a picture from my Instagram account where I used Milani Luminoso blush, and I used some other Milani products too. And if the I was going to say if I win, but I don't think I will, because it's based on popularity, and whoever gets the most votes wins $500 worth of Milani makeup and a year on Milani's PR list. And then second prize is going to be, they're going to award 3 people a $100 gift card to the Milani website to pick out whatever they want. So I'm on the front page there with a few other people, so I feel like maybe I have a shot at second prize. I don't know, but I really appreciate you all voting for me, and every vote does count and make a difference because, you know, it just does. I didn't tell you in my last video that you can vote every single day. The contest ends on July 3rd, I believe, is the cutoff point. So, and it is legal to vote for yourself. So I'm going on every day voting for myself. And I know some of you are too, and I really appreciate that. So I just wanted to make sure that I said thank you because I do appreciate it. Okay, so we are going to start off today with face primer. I just repurchased this. I don't know how many tubes of this I've had since it came out many years ago, but I do really like this primer. So I wanted to get that again. I've been really nostalgic about things lately, repurchasing things that I've had many, many times. I mean, there are just some things that, like when new makeup comes out, of course I want to try it, but I also want to continue to buy products that I've always loved, so I'm trying to find a balance between the two things. So I'm just going to squeeze. This is just like a clear silicone type primer, but it doesn't pill up on my face the way some silicone primers do. It just blends in really easily, and the makeup always goes on nicely over it. So I just use my fingers. I find that's the best application method with this type of primer. It just blends more easily if I use my fingers. So yesterday was such a beautiful day. Oh my God. And you know, we've waited so long for this because up until now, the weather has still been kind of cold and rainy, but I think summer is finally here. It's almost like Mother Nature looked at the calendar and said, okay, it's officially summer now, so we're going to give them warm temperatures and sunshine. And we went all over the place yesterday, but we went to a park that we had never been to, and it was really, really nice, and I think we'll definitely be going back there again. But I also did some shopping, and my husband did some shopping because it was his birthday weekend, and he bought some stuff, and I picked up a few things. And I was kind of disappointed at one place I went, though, because one of the places we went to was to a Bed Bath & Beyond, and they have a Harmon Face Values makeup department in there, and I found out that they're going to be getting rid of that. So that was kind of disappointing, but it's not the one near my house, so that's okay. I can still get all the new limited edition Wet n Wild collections and everything. As far as I know, next time I go there, I'm gonna, you know, make sure that they're not gonna do the same thing there and get rid of that. Okay, I also repurchased this because I've always loved this. I think I showed this to you in my foundation video. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I'm in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. And this, it does mattify your skin, but it's not going to be so matte that it's going to get dry. It just has a beautiful finish to it. So speaking of being nostalgic about makeup, I was going through my brushes the other day and I came across this, and I have had this Sonia Kashuk brush from Target for so many years, and I started using it again that day and haven't stopped. It's such a good foundation brush, and I doubt that they still sell this because I bought this so many years ago, but it has held up. I mean, I used this every day for the longest time, and I forgot how much I liked it because, you know, I'm always trying new things. And so I'm just going to pour a little bit of this foundation onto the brush. I just go like that, and then I kind of dab it all over. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying about the weather, it has such an effect on like your mood and how you feel. And when it's sunny and warm outside, it makes you feel like anything is possible. It has such a positive effect on you. And I live in Massachusetts, and so, you know, we really look forward to the summer and the warm weather because the rest of the year is kind of depressing when it's cold and snowy and icy, and makes you really appreciate it when you do get the nice weather. I feel bad for you people if any of you are watching me from like Missouri and Oklahoma. Boy, you people have been getting hammered with some horrible weather. There was some really bad weather over the weekend. People actually died. It's a lot of flooding and tornadoes and all that stuff. God. Yeah, Mother Nature has not been too kind to that part of the country lately. And then I saw where they got a earthquake in, was it Oregon? So that's unusual and different. And New Zealand was really getting hammered with earthquakes the last few days. There's this Twitter account that I follow that shows any earthquake that's, I think, 5.0 or higher. And I don't know, I just have always found weather events to be interesting. Just trying to cover up some of these red spots that I get on my neck and my chest. Okay, so that's good for the foundation. Now I'm going to use my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in Medium Peach. Now that I've found the right shade for me, I've been loving this. But if you don't have the right shade of a concealer, it's not gonna look good at all. You really have to have the right shade. And sometimes they just don't make a shade that will suit your skin tone. But this is the third one that I purchased because I kept trying to find the right color. I just didn't want to give up because I had heard so many people rave about this concealer that I really, really wanted to try to find the right shade for me. But like I said, sometimes there just isn't a match. But this was it. This was so much darker of a shade than what I would normally use. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a dab of it there. That's more than a dab. This is a damp beauty blender, and what I've been doing is just really like meshing that into the whole area, including my eye area. And I've been using this as an eyeshadow primer too. So I've been just merging that into the entire eye area and try to blend it into the whole thing. Now, I know that looks a little bit light right now, but once it sets in, and I've been also using a little bit of powder, it will look fine. Try to make sure that I get every single spot there. Does anybody like the way that the wet sponge feels on their skin? I do. Isn't that weird? By the way, I forgot to say hello to my new subscribers. Because of this whole Milani thing, I've picked up quite a few new subscribers, and hopefully you will stick around. All right, so concealer is on. Now I'm going to just use a little bit of powder to set everything. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I can really only use this in the warm weather because this shade is a little dark for me the rest of the year. This is in the shade 15 Light, which you wouldn't think that that would be too dark, but the fair is what I would need for the cooler weather. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Studio powder brush that I repurchased recently. And what I do is the powder just seems to gather right in that area there. So rather than bring up any more powder from the container, I just work with what's there and just swirl my brush in there and just take that, because it would be too much if I brought some up. And I'm even going to tap off the excess a little bit. So I'm just going to dust that small amount of powder, and you'll even see it's going to darken my skin a little bit because that color is just a little bit too dark right now. As summer goes on, it will become the perfect shade. I did get some sun yesterday, but I was like in and out, in and out. We didn't stay at the park that long because we just kept moving around, going to all different places. If you saw my post on Twitter, we had lunch at this famous clam shack in Warwick, Rhode Island. And if you ever go to Rhode Island, like on vacation, don't skip on Warwick because they have a lot to offer down there. They have this one road, Route 2, that is just got every store in the world on it. And then there are loads of great restaurants and beaches and parks, and it's just a really great place. So just that small amount of powder was just the right amount to set my entire face. I like this container too. I don't know, there's something aesthetically pleasing about the square packaging. I like it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Jordana Sculpt and Go Creamy Contour Stick in medium. And you might be able to still find this at Walgreens. And the reason why I'm saying that is I'm starting to see Jordana disappearing from some Walgreens, but if you can find it, this is such a nice contour stick. What I do is, I know it looks way too dark for me, but it's actually not. I suck in my cheek like that, and then right above where that mark ends, I just draw a line up to the hairline, and then I take my foundation brush and blend it up. And that's just going to give me like the world's most natural looking contour. It's not going to look crazy, very easy to blend. When they say creamy on the container, they are not kidding. That just is going to mesh with my foundation. Now you would think because I had put powder on there that it wouldn't blend. Doesn't make any difference. It's going to blend beautiful whether you set your face with powder or not. And like I said, it's just going to give you a very natural contour. And I had purchased this at Primark, but Walgreens is going to be your best bet if you don't have a Primark near you. And of course you can just order it from the Jordana website. You can get all their products there. Okay, I'm going to use this Colormates blush in pink shimmer. And Colormates, the only place that I've seen this is Dollar Tree and Big Lots. Might not be the easiest thing in the world to find, but I like this because I like that shade of pink. It's like a light, warm pink. And these blushes, oh, this is a Morphe brush from that face kit that they have that comes in the pretty bag. You can find that at Ulta. These blushes, they blend so nicely, and you don't have to worry about it being too much. They're not pigmented, but that's kind of nice sometimes because it's less work. So just a little bit of color then. I don't really want a lot. Next, highlighter. I can't wait to try this. This has been out for a while now, but I kept looking at it going, oh, you don't need any more highlights, but I was dying to try this. This is the Essence Pure Nude Spacelighter in the shade number 20, Be My Space Light. And this is a white base with pink and purple dual chrome pearl. So I'm dying to try this. Now, some of you have been asking me lately, oh, you're doing something different with your makeup. Are you doing anything different? And I wasn't answering you because I wanted to show you the answer in a video. What I have been doing is at this point in my makeup, I've been taking my MAC Coconut Fix Plus and spraying a little bit of this on the face area. Okay, then I've been taking a fan and drying it a little bit. They have these beautiful fans at Dollar Tree, and I don't know, can you see that one on top of the shelf unit right there? I bought 2 of them. They have these beautiful fans at Dollar Tree. So I'm drying it a little bit. Then I'm going in with this Real Technique setting brush, swirling it in the highlighter, and then going right across the top of my cheekbones. And sometimes I like to take it up a little bit into the temple area. But that's how I've been doing my highlighter lately, and I feel like it does make a difference. And can we even see this? Yeah, I see a glow there. It's subtle, but it's there. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. The coloring, the color of that is going to go with this look that I'm going to do today. Okay, so that's what I'm doing for the face. Let's move on to the eyes. So, like I said, the concealer I put all over the eye area. So I'm not going to use an eyeshadow primer because that's going to be my eyeshadow primer. And what we're going to do on the eyes today, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that same highlighter and I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush and I'm going to use a little bit of that as my brow bone highlight and inner corner highlight. Maybe just a little bit more. Because this is going to go with the colors I'm going to use on my eyes. Okay, now I'm going to go into this I Heart Revolution Donut Palette in Raspberry Icing. And the reason why I'm going in here is it has this warm pink matte shade right there that I want to use in the crease. This is a Wet n Wild Pro crease brush. They sell them on their website. I don't remember ever seeing these in stores, unfortunately, because they're really nice brushes. So this is what I'm going to do in my crease. I'm going to do a pink and purple look today. That's why I wanted to use that highlighter as an eye highlighter as well, because it had exactly the right colors in it to tie this look together. Because I'm doing pink in the crease. And this is going to be like, that part of it is pretty subtle, just blends in nicely with my skin tone. And then on the lids, I'm going to do something very different today. I'm going to take this palette that I got at Primark, and if you ever see anything like this that has the wells in it at a store, pick it up. I'm really surprised at how much use I have gotten out of this thing. I'll use it to mix foundation shades. There's so many things you can do with it, and it comes with this spatula thing. And it wasn't expensive either. But I know a lot of you don't have Primarks where you are, but I'm sure that you could find something similar to this maybe at a craft store like Joann's or something like that. But they come in handy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pigment from Wet n Wild. This is the Color Icon Loose Pigment in Mythical Dreams. And it's just a purple pigment, really pretty shade of purple. This was from a limited edition collection, but it is still available on Wet n Wild's website. And, okay, just wanted to get that open. And then I'm going to take this NYX Multitasker Mixing Medium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the mixing medium just about like the size of a small pea. I'm going to pop that into the well of that palette. And then I'm going to sprinkle some of this pigment on there. Okay, so I sprinkled quite a bit more off camera because it was taking too long. So now I'm just going to take my spatula and mix this. And then I'm going to take a flat shader brush. This is just MAC's shader brush. And I'm going to pick up what is left on the spatula and then go into the well here. And I just cleaned this thing, by the way, with Windex and paper towels. Okay, so there's what you end up with. So I'm going to put that on the lids. And this is just going to make this pigment a little bit less messy to work with. Because pigments, you know, sometimes they're not the greatest because they fly all over the place. And if you have some of this mixing medium, it's going to basically turn it into a cream eyeshadow. And then you can get a nice, smooth, even finish. And you can also use that mixing medium to take any of your eyeshadows and turn them into eyeliners. So if there's like an eyeshadow color an eyeliner color that you don't have that you would like to have, you can just look at your eyeshadows and do that. Okay, so now I'm just kind of going over it to try to make it look even so that I have the right amount of color on each eye. And then I'm going to go back to this brush that I used with the pink eyeshadow and just kind of blend out the edges a little bit. Just so that there's no harsh lines. This one looks like it has more. Let me try to even it up off camera. Okay, so that's just going to give you an option as to what to do with your pigments, just as an alternative if you have pigments and you would like to use them a different way. So for an eyeliner today, I'm going to use my Maybelline Tattoo Studio in the shade Rich Amethyst. It's just a really pretty purple eyeliner. If you haven't tried these eyeliners, they're so nice. I mean, they just apply so easy. And I'm just going to pop that in the waterline. And I noticed that that pigment was pretty much the same shade as this. And I'm going to do a little bit on the tight line as well. Yeah, these eyeliners, they just glide on so smoothly and they're just so easy to use. Okay, I'm going to curl my lashes. This is a Shiseido eyelash curler. They sell these in those little bins at the checkout line at Ulta. And I'm going to use my Revolution The Mascara. I love that name. That reminds me of the name of the hotel that we stayed at on my honeymoon when my husband and I got married. It's now the Delano Hotel in Las Vegas, but at the time it was called The Hotel. Always got a kick out of that. We haven't been back there since it's been the Delano, but they redid the whole hotel and it's got like a white interior to it now. Everything is white, like the furniture, the carpeting, the bedspreads, everything is just stark white. Which sounds like it wouldn't be pretty, but it is. But wow, that must be a nightmare for them to keep clean because people aren't exactly careful when they go on vacation and stay in a hotel about spilling things or whatever. So that must be awful for the housekeeping staff. You might have noticed I did my lower lashes first. That's so that when I look up and do the top lashes, I won't get transfer. I love this mascara, and I never hear anybody talk about it. It is so good, you guys. If you like wet mascaras. But, you know, mascara is such a subjective thing. Everybody likes different kinds. So if you like L'Oreal Telescopic, Essence False Lash Princess, Lash Princess False Lash Effect, I should say, then you'll love this. This is in the same vein as those. I don't know what made me think to try this. I think I was just really getting into the Revolution brand in general, and I just started wanting to try everything. Oh, I see, speaking of Revolution, I see that they're starting to bring the Revolution Pro products to Ulta. I don't know if it's just on the website or in stores, but I was just at an Ulta yesterday and I didn't see anything in store. But yeah, I noticed that they're on the website, and then they've been showing that on their social media. All right, let's do something with these brows. Speaking of Revolution, Revolution has the brand Makeup Obsession at Target now, and a lot of the products that I've used of this have been very nice. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Precise brow brush to apply this brow pomade in the shade Taupe. So I'm just going to pick up some of that on the brush here. And I just like to start at the beginning underneath. And then I usually like to go at the beginning on the top. So I'm almost like doing an outline to begin with. This is nice, you guys. If you like brow pomades, this is really nice. And then I just sort of fill in. And I just keep putting more on the brush as I go along. Now I'm going to change the angle and go straight up and down and try to make some hair-like strokes at the beginning and then go back to going sideways again. Just keep blending until I don't see any big gaps. I'm just looking for the areas where the skin is shining through. Okay, so I don't want to overdo it. So now at this point, I'm gonna switch to the spoolie side and try to brush this through. And then sort of inspect it and see, okay, you can see gaps there. So I'll just go back to the brush and fill in those gaps. You just want to go slow and take your time, because if you put too much, you can't really take it away. So you just want to build it slowly. Oh great, somebody just put a lawnmower on. But you know, it's summer, you got to expect that. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Okay, and then I'm going to brush it through again. It is very time consuming doing your brows if you do a good job. Working with brow pomade does take a little bit longer, but I feel like it's worth it. The finished brow looks about as perfect as it possibly can. Okay, I'm going to finish this up off camera. I'll do the other one and come back in a sec. Okay, and on my lips, I'm going to use my MAC lip pencil in Boldly Bare. This ended up being a good investment because I find I reach for this a lot. All I'm going to do is outline my lips just to give them some definition. Yeah, I wasn't sure when I bought this how much use I would get out of it, but I do end up using that a lot. Okay, this lipstick was just something I came across one day at Dollar Tree. It's the Sinful Colors Pout It Out lipstick in the shade Kissable, and the formula on these is fantastic. Sinful Colors doesn't make makeup anymore, but a lot of it showed up at Dollar Tree recently and is very good. If you see any of it, I would pick it up if I were you. However, did not like the eyeliners. But other than that, I like all of it. This is going to look crazy. It looks like a bubblegum pink, but when it's on my lips, it's going to look like something else. You'll see. So combined with the natural color of my lips, it's actually quite wearable. All right, let's take down my hair. The color is coming right along, you guys. This is the color that I used to dye it, and I've been growing it out for what feels like forever. But that is the finished look. So pretty simple eye look, but just needed a little more blending there. Yeah, pretty simple eye look. I just wanted to do the purple pigment on the lids with the pink in the crease with the highlight, and just another different way to use your pigments. So yeah, I thought that purple and pink would just be fun summertime colors. So thank you so much for watching and being with me here today, and I appreciate every single one of you. I don't say that often enough. Thanks guys. Bye-bye.